Hi there. We're sitting at the microscopes, and these microscopes are open to anyone to use. And there's a couple things we should probably explain about the microscope so that it makes it a little easier for you to use. First of all, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 microscopes sitting out here. And they're different kinds of microscopes. Some are easier than others to use. And if you look at the far end, we have what's called a dissecting microscope. So there's basically two different kinds of microscopes here. This is a dissecting microscope. It has a knob, and it has sort of a big, broad base. And that's made for putting an object under there and focusing up and down with your light to see what's working. This is an ocular microscope. Okay, so this is an ocular microscope. It has a number of different knobs, and that is made to be used with slides, with microscope slides. These are more high-powered microscopes. You see things much closer, but they're also much more difficult to use. Then we have another dissecting microscope, ocular microscope. This is an ocular digital microscope, and probably the easiest ones to use are the dissecting digital microscopes, and I have two sitting here in front of me. First thing you want to do is you want to turn the orange button on, and it just means you push the button, and then there is a knob in the back that allows you to lift or lower the object that you're looking at, depending on how close you want to see it. If you need something really close, you're going to dial it up so that the stage, this is called the stage where you put the object, you dial it up as close to the object as you can. Once you get it very close, you can see that it's now out of focus. There's a focus knob right in the edge, right in the ocular itself, right in the focusing, or right in the view tube, and you can take it and focus very closely. You can see on here there's a tiny little hole in the bone. That's where a blood vessel and nerve probably would have gone in. So you can see those kinds of things, but then you can also focus out. In other words, lower, that's a piece of backbone that we have there, a piece of snake backbone. Lower it and then focus it. You can focus in. Okay? And you can have all kinds of fun looking at these. When you're done, please push your orange button again and turn the microscope off. That saves the battery completely. And these are open for you to use. Grab samples of things. We have a Please Touch box. We have soil boxes. We have sand boxes. Take any of those objects, any of those kinds of things, and put them under the microscope and explore. One of the hallmarks of the Weezie Nature Center is learning how to ask yourself questions, learning how to observe for yourself, and learning how to come to conclusions for yourself. And working the microscopes is one of those ways to do that. Ask yourself, what does something look like when you really have some magnification to it? What does sand look like? What does soil look like? What's in those things? What does a snake skin look like? Close up, and close that you can't see it with your normal eyes, but you can use a microscope to look into a microscopic world. Great, thank you, have fun.